I'm going to be putting the intake manifold gaskets on this 93 Crown Vic. Okay, gotta do a walk around. Gotta make sure we're not getting anything in the wrong places when we put it back on. Having to take that coolant sensor out. One for the fuel rail. One right underneath that. One for that fuel rail. Next thing we're going to do is take the electrical off the injectors. I'm just going to take that off both sides. Going to be taking the throttle linkage off. White wire down here. I'll disconnect that. Okay, take note of the electrical on the passenger side. Follow it all the way in. Follow it down here. Now watch this one. It's the white one. I'll wrap around there, underneath there, and then come back up. Right over here to the cool pack. And hooks in right there. We'll take the little white part out of that as well. Follow the line here, and we're gonna get into the car. Oh yeah, there'll be another wire heading up to the power distribution box. Just unbolt that. That's down there with that white wire we just just disconnected. That's wrapping underneath. That'll pull that off too. Just be taking it off 13mm. Gotta have the red. There you go. White line come out of that. Makes it a little easier to take the AC electrical off. You got 4 8mm bolts on this guard on. That way you're going to be able to see in there and take that clip off. And you're going to have a push rivet on both sides. Just follow your electrical down to your AC compressor, and just stick a screwdriver right in there, kind of pry out, wiggle that out. Let's see. Alright, go on and get the fan shroud off. Using 12mm on that. And last but not least, you're going to have an electrical connector. It looks like this on the other side of the AC compressor. So I just stick a screwdriver right down there. And I can't do it without shining the light. Pull on it. Go on and get under the car and take that EGR valve off, EGR pipe off. About a 7/8. Alright, undo this throttle linkage. Just gonna have a little hole back here. It'll fit on this. We're slotting today. that ball. Just kind of stick a screwdriver down in that hole and pry that off out from there. Alright, go and disconnect the vacuum lines for the EGR. That would be right here. You got them PVs too. Plug them off. Take it off the EGR valve itself. There'll be two bolts back in here. I'm not mistaken, they're 8mm, but I'll double check that. Go and take that bracket off. Take that hose off here. Just get all that done on this side. We're gonna take this PCV valve vacuum off, and PCV valve as well. Pull that out. Alright, in order to get this body back on, I just laid the gasket down in there. I dropped the nuts through the body and lowered it down. Used a couple of extensions, 10mm socket to hand tighten. Alright, now you got a hose here that's need to go back on. One right here on the other side. Let's see if I can get down, and there you go. Right there, just make sure I don't have it attached yet. Just slip that back over there. I'm going to be at 12 to 18 inch-pounds torque. So I'm going to go and crank my up to about 144 inches. It is 12 to 18 foot-pounds, so I'm going to do about 144 inches. See if it needs any more than that. And keep on rolling. Alright, this part of the job is good to have a 10mm ratchet and wrench. I'll have one go get some. I'm going to stick that on the bracket back at the back. You've got one here and one down low. Go and disconnect your heater core hose in the back. Go and get you some channel locks. Put that on that heater core hose and twist it. You'll be able to pull it off. Alright, go and drain the radiator. Got the petcock down. Driver's side. Just unscrew that and let it flow out. Try to clean that catch pan out. Reuse that stuff. Alright, take 3 10mm bolts out that hold the alternator on. Okay, you're gonna have 3 8mm bolts holding on the electrical harness over the intake manifold. Kind of be mindful of how these brackets sit on top of each other. Right's going to be on top. Alright, next you're going to have 4 8mm bolts holding on the fuel rail here, back in the back, on the other side. Next, just keep the injectors plugged in. You'll have to disconnect them. Just unplug the fuel rail. I'll pull those injectors right on out. I use 2 hands here. I'm going to have one more bolt in the back on this electrical bracket. I'll disconnect the throttle position sensor. I disconnect all the wires in the alternator. I'm going to take that 2-inch sensor out. Lastly, get up to the car on the passenger side. Look kind of in front of the oil pan. See the crank position sensor. Go and remove that. I'll just get a couple flathead screwdrivers, stick it on both sides. Do a little jiggle. Little note. This hose on the right side was a little tough to get in from the top. I was able to get my hand through the back before I had all the electrical hooked back in. I'll try to hook that in first before you get everything screwed down, just to be on the safe side. Not too sure how you're going to be operating, but might make it a little easier. But I was able to reach my hand around here with nothing back here, and squeeze that on tight. So, little tip. Alright, once you get that crank position sensor off, just push the rail, all the injectors out of the way. Look what you got. One thing we're going to make is a template for all this. Alright, when you take these bolts off, I'm going to make you a template so you know which ones they go back into. Them two right there is going to be coming off that thermostat. And don't get them mixed up. Just putting a little F on the front there so you know which way is which. I want to kick this thing around, get it upside down, be doubting yourself. Alright, once you get the intake off, you want to take a look around, see if you can tell anything going on here. Breathing problems are coming from this side. To be quite honest, I don't see how I was breathing the way it was, but it was. So we're in here now, so I'm going to take this gasket out, scrape her down, clean her off. That side over there is really dirty. Get on there. Right over in there. Jumped up pretty good. Alright, I'm going to get all the matting surfaces cleaned up as best you can on both sides. I'll clean that intake up. Look at your gaskets, make sure they're the right ones. That's, everything's going to be reverse of what we just did. Guess I can point out on these gaskets you're going to have 2 alignment tabs on both of them. That's just going to be going down into the block. There'll be one there and see one right up here. One thing you want to be mindful of when putting these gaskets back in is to make sure that the channels line up. You don't want this channel here. So the depth of that channel in here. You don't want that facing up, and you can easily do that. These gaskets are pretty much interchangeable, so you can put the left on the right, right on the left. If you switch them around and end up having these things upside down, not in the channel right. Once you got her laid back in, go on and start with your bolts. Again, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And all of these snug on down, kind of in that sequence. And when you get to torquing these, going to be between 15 to 22 pounds. Alright, get this throttle body down. Just going to be using that old gasket. I just replaced it not too long ago. It's stuck on there. Got the bolts through there, just lower it down 12 to 18 pounds. Attach your other hose to the PCV valve back in the back here and just attach it to the other side. You'll see, you can see too much light down there, but you're going to see where it attached to the intake over here. Oops, I got it backwards. Over here and over on the other side there. And don't forget to plug in your auto air control valve behind the throttle body before you get all the EGR connections hooked back up.